I just want to thank everybody for being on this call today, announcing the fact that I'll be transitioning out of my role as CEO effective at the end of the season. Been talking to Tillman for a while about a succession plan and what I think would be in what would be in the best interest for me and my family and for the organization at a time that I think is really important. And it's time to move on, and it's time to take on other adventures that we're looking forward to. And it's been the greatest honor of my life, my professional life, to lead this organization. I've been here 20 years. I've been the CEO for 15. It's been the ride of a lifetime that has been so special to me, to my family, to the friends that I've made, the employees, our staff, our players, our coaches, everybody who we've been able to bring on as part of our lives, as part of our family. It's been just an amazing ride. Tillman, when he purchased the team, Tillman and I have known each other for 20 years. We've been friends long before he became the owner of the team. We've seen our kids grow up together. We've seen our families have been friends. He's been an amazing mentor, an amazing boss, someone who I respect incredibly. He, his son Patrick, the Fertitta family, they're going to be incredible stewards of this franchise for generations to come. But it's a really bittersweet time for me. But I am excited about the future of this organization. I'm excited about the team that they have in place. My management team has nearly 100 years experience with this organization alone. So I feel really good about our succession and where we're going to be going in the future. So with that, again, I appreciate everybody being here. I thank you for being here, and I will open it up to questions.
Jonathan Fagan.
Ted, why was this the right time for you to make this move? And do you know what your next step is? Do you know where you'll be after this?
Second part, no, I don't. I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds. My family and I, we're gonna spend a little bit of time, and I'm gonna be available and listen to what that could mean. I've got great interests in a lot of different areas, but I do not know what the future holds right now, and I'm going to be transitioning out here for a little while, so nothing that's going to be taking place in the immediate realm. I'll be here through the end of the season at least. But as far as now, I feel it's the right time, Jonathan. I think I've always had a pretty good ability to kind of feel the room, if you will, and kind of understand what would be in our best interests and in the organization's best interests as we go forward. And I feel really good about where we are. I feel good about the team that's in place. I feel great about, Rafael and Steven on the basketball side. I feel great about Gretchen and Doug Hall and Larry Kaiser and Clay Allen and the team that I've had here for most of those people have been here for 20 plus years. So it's the right time. And Janice and I have had a lot of conversations, and you've seen my kids grow up here, Jonathan, as we've been here, together for 20 years. And they're all grown up now. They're all either in college or graduated from college. So it's the right time for Janice and I to really think about what's next in our lives and try to pursue something else.
Thank you. Mark
Berman.
Ted, 2 decades is a long time. Is this an emotional time for you?
It's very emotional, Mark. It's emotional. I'm not going to be able to try to run away from you in the hallways next year when the COVID protocols are no longer in place. But I appreciate you. It's very emotional, as you can imagine. This is my heart and soul. This is my life. And anybody who knows me and anybody who knows this organization knows that it's a 24/7 job. And some of my best friends have been our partners and have been our players and our former players. This is something that is going to be a part of my heart and soul for the rest of my life. And, it's very difficult to transition out, but I do believe it's the right thing to do.
When you look back on it, what would you say are your highlights?
There are too many. I mean, everything. Yao Ming and I started within the same week, and the friendships I've made with the people who have been here, the Hall of Fame coaches, players, the great playoff runs, the incredible success, the executives I've had the honor to work with, everything. There's everything about my situation here and the experiences that I've had here have made me the person that I am today, and made my kids and my family who we are today. And I owe it all to Tillman. I owe it to Leslie Alexander, who gave me the opportunity way back in 2006. At that time, I was one of the youngest CEOs in professional sports, and I definitely ain't one of the youngest CEOs in pro sports now. But it is, everything about this is a dream.
Danielle Lerner.
Hey, Ted, a two-part question. Number one, how long ago did you really start coming into your mind as a real possibility for the near future? Secondly, do you expect to have selected a replacement before you end up actually?
I think I got your second part, and welcome, by the way. I think we connected the other day. I think I got the second part, when to announce a replacement. And I would say that's going to be very soon, but we feel very good about the succession planning in place. Gretchen Shear has been with me for 15 years as my right hand on the business side. And we brought Doug Hall back, who's the general manager of the building. He's very well respected, very well known, not only within the industry, but he's held many positions throughout the Houston community, and he knows everybody. And people who are at Toyota Center often know both of them as kind of the leaders on the senior management team. And then, like I mentioned, Larry Kaiser, who's been in our finance group for 23 years, Clay Allen, who's been our counsel. We've got a terrific team that I don't believe we're going to miss a beat in seamlessly integrating and continuing on with the excellence that we've kind of enjoyed off the court, if you will. And then the first part was what now? Well, when did I start really thinking in earnest about this? Well, as part of kind of the transition, if you will, from Leslie Alexander to Tillman, you always have to be prepared for any kind of succession planning, depending on what may happen in the future. So it's really over the last couple of years, I've been thinking a lot more about what is that going to look like, and what exactly is the timing on that, and how could it best benefit the organization as well as benefit me and my family. Because there's a life cycle on everything, and whether it be these positions or any of your positions. I mean, you feel it, and I've felt like we weren't there, but it was coming. And so I've put in place a succession plan really for the better part of the past year and a half now. I feel really good about the people we have in place. Seriously started talking about Tillman about it right around the holidays, and we've just been thinking about the best time to kind of transition out. And I think this is the right time to make sure that the organization is prepared. I just told the organization at about 4:00 today, so that everybody would not hear about it, in the media. And I'm really looking forward to being able to spend a lot of time with my staff, with our clients, with everybody who's meant so much to me over the course of the next, couple of months, to say thank you for everything that they've done for me.
Chris Gordy.
Hey, Ted, I was just curious how challenging this last year was for you, because I know all the stuff, not just with the Rockets and basketball and the bubble life and all that, but overseeing Clutch City Sports and Entertainment. And, not having those events at Toyota Center and all that stuff that you guys are used to? Just how challenging was this past year for you?
Yeah. Hey, Chris. It's been tough, and it's not just us. I mean, it's been tough for everybody who has been going through the pandemic, and it's unlike anything that we've ever had to deal with before. It completely shut our industry down. It completely shut most everybody down, but especially live sports and entertainment, as you can imagine. But it's been a challenge, in talking to people who run organizations like ours. Everybody's going through it, and so it's been nice to be able to kind of have those discussions and lean on each other about what are you experiencing, how are you handling things, how can we kind of do things together to make things better. But it's been the most challenging year of my career, and I would bet that all of you would say it's probably the most challenging year of your careers as well, simply because of the uncontrollable nature of the obstacles that we've all been facing, and the changing dynamics that we've faced all throughout the last 14 months, 15 months since the pandemic started. So yeah, it's been a heck of a run. I'm really proud of our people. I'm proud of the guys and the coaches. Not only the bubble and the toll that the bubble took. Some of you are in the bubble, and that really was difficult for a lot of people, but also the protocols are very challenging, still, for not only the team side, but everybody within the organization. But I'm proud of everybody for really sticking it out and staying with it and doing their jobs to the best of their abilities, because we're coming out of it, and I think we're going to have a great year coming up.
Kelly Eco.
Hey, Ted, I remember a couple years ago there was talk about a practice facility, and now with things like the cryptocurrency, who handles those developments going forward?
It's really Gretchen Shear. Gretchen has been our chief revenue officer. Gretchen has been running our business operations. She's the one who keeps the trains running on time. She has been my right hand on the business side for the better part of 15 years. So it's really Gretchen, and she's going to be handling all those things. She's really got a great relationship with Patrick Fertitta, with Tillman, and I'm looking forward to seeing how she grows and how she absorbs more responsibility.
Thank you.
Sam
Thanks,
Amy.
Kelly.
Hi, Tad. Good to see you.
What's up, Sam?
Nothing, man. Hey, certainly all the best to you and your family in this next chapter. You already hit on the challenges of COVID and the strain that it puts on people in your position. I do wonder, I think your fans are going to have the natural question of, with a lot of the different challenges that happened on the floor in the past year, did any of that enter into your personal equation, whether it was the situation with James or even the situation last week? You all have had a tough run here, and I know you're so close to it that you feel all of that. Did that come into play here?
I would say to kind of bifurcate some of your question, and I appreciate it. And you and I have talked a lot over the years, so my relationships. I wouldn't say anything recent is one of those issues, because it was terrible, and thankfully Sterling is healing and he's getting better.
Right.
But situations happen over the years, and they're more, you try to handle them as best you possibly can and make sure everybody's okay and move forward. So I wouldn't say that the general kind of day-to-day, if you will, has been as much of an issue in my decision. I think it's something that I've looked at in the total of the past 20 years, and really the past couple years, where it's been kind of where I've really started to think about what could be next and what could be next for the organization. Clearly I've had special relationships with some guys over the years. It was a really challenging fall for me personally. And I think it was a really challenging fall for a lot of people. But we did the best we could to get through it. And, the people who left meant a lot to me. And I don't want to put too much of an emphasis on how it would have impacted me or how it impacted this decision. But I'd also be lying if I didn't say in total, you look at the entire thing and it's got to play a part in some respect, similar to the pandemic and similar to just the amount of time, that you're going through these things and thinking about what's going to be next. So it's the challenge of the fall was something that we're all fighting through and that we're doing the best we could.
Right.
And then I just decided that it was recently I just decided it was time, that it was the right time to make the move.
Right. Thank you, Ted.
Thanks, man.
Ben DeBose.
Hey, Tad. What do you say to people who are going to inevitably try to tie this in with the whole new ownership factor? Obviously, there's been a lot of turnover. Your position now, general manager, head coach. I know your relationship with Tillman is strong, but what do you say to people that are inevitably going to try and tie all those things together as sort of ownership trying to put a new cast in place?
Yeah, I think it's unfair. And I really hope people don't want to try to put that. This has nothing to do with ownership. This is one of the most uniquely selfish things I've ever done. And I'm truly thinking about me and my family. Tillman could not be more gracious or supportive of my decision and what we have tried to do from a succession perspective to make sure that it's a seamless transition. And also, it's not a new ownership situation. This is 3.5 years in, and I felt very clear obligation, and I was excited about the obligation in welcoming Tillman, Patrick, the Fertitta family into the ownership of the NBA and transitioning them in so that they got their feet under them to be successful. And I think this is a great time to go. We had an unbelievable run early, and then we had almost an historic upheaval at a time during the pandemic where it was a very challenging time. And then we've reset, and we've got a good young core. We're going through it a little bit right now, but we've got a really good young core. We've got a great young coach. We've got a great young GM. I mean, they're not that young; they're younger than me, but I feel good about where the organization is heading, and I feel good about where they are. This isn't about Tillman. This isn't about anybody. Tillman has been fantastic in everything that we've needed, on the basketball side over the years, everything we've needed on the business side over the years. It's been really business as usual now as it has been in the past. So I would hope that people wouldn't go there, but I really hope people don't go there.
And by the way, the only reason I mentioned the ownership change is because 3.5 years is sort of new in the context of your 20. So understood.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. But 3.5 years in NBA years.
Right.
Mark Berman.
And to be clear, there's still a decision to be made on who's going to replace you. Is that correct?
Yeah, we'll have an announcement soon, but we feel very good about the group that we have in place.